everyone, this is Jackie from Bronx Baubles, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than the videos I've normally shot, and it's to give you an explanation of why I've been away for some time, and it's quite personal to me and also quite difficult to talk about. It's not easy for me to share this sad news because it's still sort of fresh for me. I lost my life partner unexpectedly. We spent an amazing weekend together, and in the morning we woke up and we had breakfast, and then we gave each other a hug and a kiss, and we said, I'll see you later in the evening. That evening he called me. John said to me, you know, are you coming over today? And it turned out his brother was visiting, and I said that I would give him an opportunity to spend time with his brother. And that was the last I heard from him. In the middle of the night, John passed away. The grief is very debilitating, but the reason I am doing this video is to honor him, because John was my biggest advocate. He loved that I did these YouTube videos. He thought it was, you know, cool and unique, and he would help me sometimes even set up, and I've done some videos at his house. And he felt that by me having this amazing hobby would give him an opportunity to do things that he wanted to do, so that having this amazing hobby, you know, allowed us to express who we were as individuals, and he loved that about me. And he also many times drove me for these hauls and these jaunts at the thrift store, and John never visited a thrift store before he met me. But what he would do is even ask me, Jackie, you want to go to one of your thrift stores? And I'll be like, sure. So he would drive me to them, drop me off, and then wait for me outside till I was done. And he always told me, take your time, honey. This is your thing. I want you to be happy doing your thing. And so doing this video is really a way of me to get through some of this grief that I'm feeling. This cabinet behind me was a gift from John 2 Christmases ago. We didn't get a chance to celebrate this Christmas this year. My apologies. I just needed to take a minute because this video is a lot harder than I thought. But I want to get through this because I think this is part of my healing process. As I was starting to say, this cabinet John bought me 2 Christmases ago. And he said to me, Jackie, you have such beautiful, gorgeous jewelry. He was amazed. He said he never saw anything like it. It was like being in a museum. And you know, for me to share my jewelry at that time was sort of, you know, tough, because it was sort of my little dirty secret. But John said to me, you have incredibly amazing, gorgeous stuff, and really it's a shame that you're hiding it under your bed in boxes. So he decided to get me a curio cabinet because he felt that if I had it on display, that this way I could really enjoy my pieces and my jewelry and also share them with other people. So John went and found this beautiful, amazing curio cabinet, and he used to call it my sarcophagus because, you know, it looked like something out of ancient Greece. And when you lay it flat, it did look like a sarcophagus. And we bought it on Facebook Market. And I couldn't go with him that day to pick it up for some reason. I don't recall why. And he said, oh my gosh, Jackie, I'm so glad you didn't come with me, because when I drove up to this abandoned mansion of a house, and he said there was a padlock and chain on the door, and there was no lights on. And when he drove up, he thought perhaps he was driving up, you know, to a crime scene. And when he got there, the owner of the house, who just purchased that property from an estate sale, opened up the gate, and with flashlights, they went to the room where this curio cabinet was laying. And John thought it was perfect for what I needed it for, which is this particular space right here. And he brought it home and he cleaned it all up. John and his nephew brought it to my apartment and set it up for me. And he said, Jackie, I want you to fill it up with all your beautiful jewels, and never again should you hide your jewelry under your bed. So this cabinet, whenever I look at it, will remind me of John. And so I want to share with you some of the things that I was able to put in the curio cabinet that John was so happy to get for me. And it's perhaps now very poignant because it's my favorite piece of furniture in this entire apartment. And I'll cherish it for the rest of my life. And I'm so glad that John was my #1 supporter. He was my #1 fan. I'm really going to miss him a great deal. So let's change the mood of this video and let me show you a couple of wonderful pieces in honor of John. So we'll get started on the top shelf of this cabinet. And all the way to the right, you see this amazing, beautiful, candy apple red, gorgeous bib necklace piece that I just think is superb. And then this piece here is a J. Crew piece. I think it's called Morocco. And then this piece right here are 2 different necklaces. One is supposed to simulate rose quartz. The other is glass in pink. And as you can see, that little bunny right there, that is a Heidi Doss piece. And then this statue right here is a Lalique statue of Venus. I purchased that at a thrift store for $1.99. And then up front, you can see 3 different types of earrings. Then over here, you see a collection of rings. There's a Buddha ring down there. That big ring, this one, where is it? Right here. Okay. This ring right here, that is an N.E. Fromm ring, and it's from mid-century. It's a beautiful ring. This is just a costume piece. And this is a beautiful Buddha. This is a Salvatore Ferragamo. I remember John took me to the thrift store and I purchased that, and we looked it up, and the price on that ring, I think I paid $4.99 for it, was almost $300, I believe, $250 to $300. That was a score. And then this beautiful, beautiful butterfly ring kind of reminds me of Beyonce's butterfly ring. And that is in rose or gold, covered in vermeil, which is sterling underneath. And then this here is a Kate Spade mobile mother of pearl earrings that are just stunning. One of my favorites is that earring right there. Kind of reminds me of Studio 54. I love that. And then behind that is perhaps one of my favorites. Actually, there's 2 separate ones, but I like layering them both on top of each other. I mean, imagine how gaudy that looks. And that is from J. Crew. That silver piece right here, there we go. That one, I recently bought that. I think that set cost me $20, $10 for the earrings, $10 for the brooch. And that's a Tortellini. That right there is, if you can see this piece right here, which is the pinkish type piece, that was from J. Crew, I think 2 years ago. And then behind that is red. As you can see, I favor red necklaces. That is vintage from the 1950s with the matching earrings. Hi! This set right here is an amazing J. Crew, gorgeous. I just love that color necklace. I was obsessed with J. Crew jewelry at a time. Over here, this beautiful green bangle is a vintage. Kenneth J. Lane, and it's a moth, and it's Asian inspired with faux jade. It's a beautiful
necklace. This is just a brooch. It's an oversized brooch. I think it's about 4 to 5 inches, and it's beautiful, covered in like a fruity tooty, beautiful, just beautiful, all the colors. This piece over here, I don't know, it just sort of reminds me of the ocean and all the colors that are in the ocean. That bib necklace is so beautiful. I usually like to buy big necklaces like that and then buy a sheath dress or something very plain and simple, and then you can accentuate it really, really well with the necklace. And here are some beautiful earrings. What I did want to show you was some of the collection of my glass baubles. These are my paperweights, and I just think it looks kind of cool there, all the colors and stuff like that. Sort of looks like gems, gemstones that the jewelry was made out of. Over here is just a Philly, I forget the pronouncing, I forget how to pronounce that. Oh, it's a small little paperweight collection, and these little tiny paperweights, I've never seen them before, but I bought that at the Paris flea market about 3 years ago. And then this was a score. This Maltese necklace was a score because I'm a huge fan of Iris Apfel. And when I saw this at the thrift store, I think I paid $9.99 for it. Later to find out that it's actually one of the pieces that she commissioned on HSN. So that's shelf number 1. This is shelf number 2. Let's go on to shelf number 3. 2 separate necklaces with their matching earrings. The swirly swirl necklace sort of reminds me of something that Art Smith would have created in silver. That swirling pattern, and I just think it's just stunning. And then here is a lipstick holder. And on the lipstick holder, I decided to put some brooches. This is a Heidi Daas dragon brooch, a fabulous Heidi Daas dragonfly, tremblant en tremblant. And here is another one similar to this one. They actually flutter. So when you walk, they're on springs and they jiggle. And that's why I just fell in love with it. And that butterfly is in a book by Madeleine Albright called Read My Pins. And then this here is a stunning parrot. Look at the colors and the enameling on that with the beautiful rhinestones. I don't think I've ever used this piece, but it's definitely on my top favorite brooches. I bought that on 23rd Street in Manhattan. See the 2 Heidi Daas necklaces? One is, let's see if I can get a close-up view. Okay. That is a monkey on an elephant with carnelian. My favorite motifs, monkeys and elephants, and one of my favorite stones is a carnelian. Now, I purchased this piece that holds all of these brooches recently at the Metropolitan Opera thrift store for I think $8, and then I believe there was like a 20% clearance on top of that. And I just simply love it. And I said, if I ever find more of those, I'm going to snatch them up. And I did. And you'll see that at the next shelf. Beautiful, stunning necklaces. 2 of them. There's this one right here. And that. I bought these beautiful ethnic books. And in the books have samples of these types of necklaces and these coins. And I think they're part of a wedding ceremony necklace. But I don't know enough about them to talk on them. And then here is beautiful. The coloration on this is just stunning. And this is J. Crew again. As I said, there was a time where I just bought up all of J. Crew's jewelry because I just thought it was incredible. Those pieces are made with glass stones. They're not plastic. They're all prong set, and they're plated with 18 karat gold. These were a pair of earrings that I recently bought at Neiman Marcus. And then this is an Ethiopian bracelet. I don't know a lot about it, but like I said, I bought these ethnic books because I am starting to get into ethnic jewelry. So I don't know if you can get a good look at shelf number 3. This I purchased maybe about 2 months ago, and it's a picture holder just like the other one that I bought at the Metropolitan Opera. And that picture holder was made with these enamel rose and enamel leaves. So I decided to put my enamel brooches on there, and I think they're looking really, really fabulous. Here is a glowing Buddha with a crown, and it has here, I don't know how I ended up acquiring 2 J. Crew necklaces in this beautiful blue. And what's so special about those is that I bought that, I believe, a year ago, within the year. And those look like necklaces from the 1950s, but these are modern necklaces. They're not old, but they're made to look vintage. This necklace here, which I bought, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, underneath, you see this beautiful little turquoise? That belongs to this necklace right here. And I saw one very similar to it by Vendom. I don't know if that's an unmarked Vendom or wannabe Vendom, but it doesn't matter to me. It's so beautiful. And then you have this really 1930s beautiful necklace made with these filigree balls, and it jingle jangles, and on it has these turquoise pieces. Very beautiful. And then this here is a Lucky Brand. And Lucky Brand, this is a reversible necklace. And then back here is 2 different types of J. Crew necklaces. This one with tortoiseshell and this with crystal. This one here and this one here are Tibet necklaces. And that is from Thailand. And it has a Buddha with his open hands up in prayer. And this one is made with brass with these beautiful turquoise. And then back there is 3 strands of this beautiful, deep turquoise. And I bought that because it sort of reminds me of my style icon, Iris Apfel. This I bought about 20 years ago. This is a Naudry bangle. And I believe I paid like $5 for it on super cheap. And I just was in love with it, and I still am. Last but certainly not least is this cabinet, which I'm still working on a little bit. You have the monkey holding the bracelets. Back there, you will see, let's see if I can get up closer. That necklace right there is an art glass piece, and it was a necklace that John bought me at a flea market. It's quite expensive. I wasn't going to pay for it, and he said to me, Jackie, I have to step away for a minute. I'll be right back. And we went out to dinner that night. He presented it to me, and I was super pleased. And that's the type of things that John would do. And that's the necklace, one of the first ones that he bought me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different necklaces, and I believe those are Monet and perhaps Anne Klein necklaces. Here is something very similar to the one that I have up there. I just didn't realize the connection. They're coin necklaces, and this necklace right here that drapes down this way, that was very surprising to me because I paid $50 for it. It's made with sterling silver, and the construction on it was just amazing. And the clasp is so unique. I wish I could show you the clasp right now. Maybe one day I will. But that clasp was so unique, I decided to go ahead and purchase it anyway. And it turns out that I believe this is a Navajo necklace made by a very prominent Navajo designer, which is American Indian designer, and it's a very specialized style of Navajo jewelry that's highly collectible, and that piece is worth almost $1,000. Well, sharing this video with you actually brightened up my day a little bit, as I thought it would, and
and that was why I forced myself to go ahead and do it, even though I just wanted to crawl under the sheets today. Because after looking at all these pieces and just seeing that necklace that John bought me, and looking at the curio cabinet that he so lovingly was so thoughtful and got for me, it really served the purpose that he wanted it to serve, which is for me to take a look at these beautiful jewels and for it to inspire me, and for me to share it with the rest of you. So I'm so happy that I was able to share this moment with you. I'm gonna get through this. It's gonna be hard, but I will get through this. I'm gonna leave you with this video that I took this summer. It was a very special moment in time for us. We were sitting in his backyard, and the day just changed. It was sort of a magical day for us. We were just sitting there, and all of a sudden this wind came, and the wind just blew through us, right through us, almost as if to get our attention, and it basically stopped us both in our tracks. As we said that, the wind started blowing through the trees, and the trees started giving us a performance. They started swaying back and forth, and it was as if it was dancing, and just giving us this amazing show, and almost as if to tell us, take a look at us, stop what you're doing and pay attention. And then it went up to the sky, and the sky sort of turned this incredible colors of blue and gray, and almost reminded me so much of John's blue eyes. And I used to tell John, I fell in love with you because of your amazing blue eyes. And then, just like that, it went away, and the day changed back over again. And I was so fortunate at that moment to have the wherewithal to pick up that camera and take this video. So I went home that night, and I created this video for John, and I sent it over to him. And I look at that video now, and it has a poignant meaning to me. It was almost as if the heavens opened up. It was as if the angels were calling for John. And so I want to share that video with you. So with that, I hope future videos won't be as somber as this one. Just know that this video just brightened up my day, and I want to thank you for sharing this journey with me. So grateful that the last conversation I had with John, I told him that I loved him, and I still do.